Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday. It is a lovely day. I'm excited about this reading. Hi, my name is Amanda. For those of you who don't know, who are new here, welcome. This is Dead Garden Tarot. So I have been getting and picking up a lot of golden light energy. So some of you might be in your golden goddess era right now, or on your way there, which is great. I pulled from the Time Traveler's Oracle, and the first card that popped up was Flexibility, 13. 13 is a death and rebirth number. So you may connect with a tiger or be a tiger sign. Don't have to be. And the thing that's stepping up, especially in this card for me, is the bamboo. Bamboo, as you know, are really strong and deeply rooted. They can be an invasive plant and really hard to get rid of. So this to me tells me that you're not only standing in your power, but you're not going anywhere. So wherever you have planted yourself right now, or you have been planted by God or the universe, you are making that your kingdom. You're making that your place to be. You're owning it. Beautiful. Next is transcending. Oh, this totally goes with the message that I got. I think it was yesterday, could have been the day before. 39, transcending. Atlantis. So again, this speaks of goddess energy, moon energy. You might connect with Atlantis. You don't have to. I'm picking up a lot of water, a lot of moon vibes. So you could be a water sign. You could be a heavy Cancer in your chart. Again, don't have to be. But the transcending really goes with the message that I got the other day with these almost these weird, subtle changes. And it almost reminded me of ascension symptoms. So some of you might be going through that rebirth where you start feeling those ascension symptoms, where your body starts changing into the mode and what it needs to look like and be and hold, so that you can live in that energy, so that you can be at your best in that energy. So, for some of you who know about ascension symptoms, you could lose weight, you could gain weight, you could get headaches, you could be off kilter, you could stumble a lot for some reason, or there's some sort of this I've been finding, especially in Gemini season, with this head and mouth disconnect, almost like your head is disconnected from your body, not in the sense that you aren't in tune with your body, that you're not paying attention with your body, but in the sense that it almost feels like someone is moving up into their crown. And so you might be ascending in that way, or you might be connected with someone who is ascending in that way. Take it as it resonates. The next card that came out is activation. 2, the number 2. Again, duality. Balancing that masculine and that feminine. That you've been placed where you need to place. You're moving, you're ascending, you are in your goddess energy. You have activated that. The fire is completely lit and is turned into like holy fire. It's discovering fire, but discovering your goddess fire, not just the fire within. It could be, depending on where you are in your journey. The lightning in the background is amazing. I really love that. And it gives me this light and this dark. And it's the same thing with that. There seems to be light, but then there's like the shadow around. We have this big illuminated moon, but we have the shadows around it with the water. Yeah, it speaks to that like silent kind of weird shifting of these undertones, if that makes sense. This surprised me that came out, 35, reflection. Again with the moon, you're reaching new heights, you're scaling that mountain, whether it be in the physical 3D or cosmically, quantumly even. That was weird that came out. Whatever shifting is going on for you, and wherever it is that you are placed in your life right now, I just heard you've made it. Wow. Well, good for you. Yeah, this is Mount Shasta, which is supposed to be a very spiritual area. I've never been, I don't know. You know what I'm picking up from this, like in my gut? It almost feels like not like, how do I explain that? It almost feels like an intimate, I don't know, not romantic. It's not a dark night of the soul, and it's not a retreat. It almost feels like an intimate shadow connection with yourself. It seems primal. Even tribal. That's interesting. I feel like it's weird because I feel like so much depth in that and so much secretive and sacredness in that, but I'm not getting goosebumps, but I almost feel like I should be getting goosebumps. That's so weird. Okay. Oh, and the bottom of the deck, we have strength. You know, fighting those battles. I feel like you're going through a lot of challenges, a lot of change, not just in the 3D and standing in your power and your strength, but like all these subtle undertones, these undercurrents that are shifting and ascending. And under that is abundance. You're on your way to your abundance. I feel like you're attracting abundance with all this golden goddess energy that's coming in. Really, really beautiful. 38 for strength and number 1 for abundance, if you're interested in the numbers. So let's get on with this flexibility. This bamboo forest, this tiger. What can you tell the collective about this flexibility? Yeah, this could be flexibility in your body. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're, working on your yoga moves, whatever it is that you do. Maybe you lift weights. But I'm really feeling like it's a flexibility in your energy, like you're open. You have that open energy going on, which is great because that's what allows that goddess energy to really thrive. You're open to opportunity. You're open to the abundance, the receiving, knowing that you're worth it. Five of Swords is coming out. Can you tell me more, please, about the flexibility with this Five of Swords? What is happening with these cards? Has anyone else noticed in Gemini season, it could just be me, But has anyone else noticed, because it's the twins, right? The twins are usually the exact same, but they're the opposite of each other. Castor and Pollux, it just feels like there's very much that duality, very much like all this blessing, all this abundance, all this amazing golden energy, this beauty, this amazing life that's coming up, that you're living. But at the same time, on the flip side, there's all of this, again, like this ascension, this activation, this undercurrent, these undertones, these secretive shifts that have been going on, that you yourself may just be noticing. And this is clarification for you, validation for you, that like what you're feeling, like you're not making it up, you're not going crazy, like it is happening, you are feeling those things. It's an odd energy to be in. It's like so much struggle, challenge, and change, but at the same time, you're in that like goddess energy. You know, and goddesses don't get to where they are. They don't get to be worshipped. They don't get to be in that energy without going through something, right? So 5 of Swords and King of Swords. That's very interesting for this flexibility and this tiger. All this sword energy, this communication. I don't understand. I'm also getting with the bamboo. Now, bamboo will bend, but won't break. And the swords are very much up and down as well. So I'm just wondering if, besides it being you being rooted, and being like sure-footed, being exactly where you need to be and not budging, you are being met with backlash. But I feel like this is subtle. I don't really feel, yeah, I'm getting that again. So when this card came out, it didn't feel like you were battling people. It felt a little bit like battling yourself, or a little bit like battling outside energies, but the outside energies that you're just like, you're noticing, and they don't really have anything to do with you. If that makes sense. Kind of like how the tiger's prowling, wow, really? Prowling? There we go. Friggin' disconnect. When they're roaming, you know, the forest, the jungle, the whatever, and let's say they come across, just, I don't know, Jungle Book for instance, like they're coming across like monkeys that are squabbling and fighting, and there's like there's an energy about that, right? But for whatever reason, you're just observing it, you're not absorbing it. So I feel like this might be happening around you, and you yourself, because of the change and challenge you're having to fight, but I don't feel like you're having to fight people per se. And because the King of Swords is coming out, I almost feel like you're having to fight a particular person. But again, I don't feel like this is, I want to get clarification on that. I'm spending too much time on this. I'm moving forward. I don't think it's like an outside person, like a third party. Do you know what I mean? Like someone you only know because they come into your work, or someone that you have to deal with running errands or something like that. It's like an outside person. It's not someone like close to you. I mean, it could be. I'm going to get a clarification on that because I'm not sure. King of Wands is coming out for this one. Maybe you're in a King of Swords energy. Oh. King of Swords and King of Wands is coming out. Again, we're getting a lot of yellowy, brown, orangey tones, which has been coming up a lot. When I was shuffling the deck, Vast Vistas peeked out. And then it made me think of like nothing but sky, like the desert, like Dubai. It made me also think of Jupiter. And I think Jupiter is the planet of expansion. And it's also that yellowy kind of sandy brown color as well, which has been coming up a lot. So I don't know if sand or that color or Jupiter, maybe you have a lot of Jupiter in your chart, or your sign is in Jupiter, or whatever's going on in the cosmos right now. But there's something really heavy when it comes to the sky and that sandy color. And expansion. King of Wands. You might So with the King of Swords and the King of Wands both coming out, you might have been healing your masculine energy. And I'm just wondering if the disconnect has something to do, doesn't again have to be, always take what resonates and leave the rest. There are many different messages in one reading, and it is a general collective, so whatever. It almost feels like you're healing your masculine energy, and so there's something to be said about your communication, professional communication, business communication, being planted where you are, and then like the fire that's burning that. Sexual tension has been coming up a lot, and like desire and creative. So the communication and the creativity between the two, I think you're trying to find, there's a challenge and a change in that. I'm just wondering if you're trying to balance everything and release that creativity, or communicate that creativity. Yeah, to loosen things up. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what can I get about the transcending? Wow, that was only the first card, and that was 18 minutes. That's great. Just love it when I'm long-winded, you know? We are in air season, so. Okay, transcending. Atlantis. What does the collective need to know about this transcending, this ascension, while they're standing in their power? The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you're holding on to what's yours. And you are keeping whatever's going on close to you. Whatever's valuable, you're keeping close to you. Definitely financial, it seems like. Because this is about golden energy. Could be finances, could be gold, doesn't have to be. And again, that work creativity, that outlet, that staying where you are. and what that's doing to you energetically and physically, the change that you're going through. You're definitely going through a change. A very big one. The Hanged Man. Yeah, so you're in contemplation about this transcending. You're wondering, right? You're probably wondering about those ascension symptoms. You're probably wondering, like, why, you're noticing things that are different. It almost feels like I was getting that the eye of the storm. It's almost like being in goddess energy is like being the eye of the storm. You're standing in this, and then it's like all this stuff is being whipped around you, right? All this chaos, this air energy. Let's go with the metaphor. And then the disconnect. It's like the air is so loud, right? The energy is so loud that people may not hear you properly. You may not hear people properly. You're having people repeat things to you. You're having to repeat stuff, that communication. And then it seems like with hurricanes and tornadoes, you get all of these things that are flying around. And then all of a sudden something just lands in your hands or lands in your lap. It's like the universe is moving everything around you. You're standing firmly rooted, being this bamboo, being bent but not broken. And then even bamboos are hollow in the center, right? You're that calm center. And then these things are being gifted to you. It's such an interesting energy. It's like, oh, you mentioned something broke in your house. Oh, you mentioned that you need something. Oh, you mentioned that you might need help with something. And it's like someone offers their help. Someone gives you the thing that they need. Someone has something extra that you can have, like whatever it is. Could be small, could be big, doesn't matter. Take it as it resonates. It's such a weird energy of that duality of having all this chaos, but then you're in this kind of calm center being blessed with all these beautiful things. Such a weird energy to be both blessed in abundance and then have all this challenge and change and this chaos around you. It's like, should you be happy? Should you be sad? Like all the emotions. What can you tell me about the activation? Yeah, so you're contemplating, you're wondering, you're thinking about this, you're moving up in it. There's an expansion in your mind and in your knowing. So you might be researching more, you might be finding things out more, you might be, increasing your wisdom, your intelligence, that sort of thing, whatever it is that you're learning. What can I get for the activation? This fire. Number 2, please, for the collective. What can you tell me? The Hermit. Yeah. So you might be, again, sticking to yourself, right? That transcending, that ascending, keeping to yourself, saving your money, saving your time, saving the things that mean something to you, that you hold close, not sharing, paying attention to that golden light, paying attention to, I heard the sound of it, the feel of it. And I'm getting goosebumps in my right arm now, just like holding this card. I heard you're blossoming. I heard fire flower. Is that like Mario? The 3 of Cups. There's a celebration coming up very soon. And again, with all of this heat, it was funny how it was getting all this golden energy, this Leo energy, this August energy, this desert energy, this fast-moving air energy. So something major is going to happen, some sort of celebration over the summertime. I want to know what that celebration is, but we're going to get that into the clarifiers. I want to move this along. Reflection. Yeah, you could be celebrating with friends. The 10 of Swords for reflection. So you might be going through a period right now, like I was saying, with this moon and this mountain. You've scaled the mountain. You're sitting at top of the mountain. You're looking at everything around you. You're being, things are being illuminated to you. What was in that kind of dark recesses in the shadow, not negativity, but like that sacredness within yourself, that shadow within yourself. Things are being illuminated to you, things are being enlightened to you, and you are now understanding every sword, every negative word, every energy that was put into you. And it's being, it's being cleansed, it's being clarified, it's being cleared. It's being filtered, like you would filter water for the clearest, right? What else can you tell me about the reflection, please, for the collective? What else can you tell me? Oh my God, with the shuffling, my hands feel really weird right now. Maybe you're feeling like weird in your body. Like I said, your body's changing. You might feel weird in your body. Justice is coming out. So justice for what was done to you, whether it be physically that you will see, whether it will be spiritually, God is going to make it known to everybody. I'm not sure, but there is definitely justice. I heard not only for yourself in your reflection, being cleared, being cleansed, yeah, being baptized, being sanctified, you know, with the good Lord for, you know, whatever you've done in the past. We all, you know, do shit. We're all guilty of stuff. But this is more about, I think, what was done to you. And quite frankly, things that you've done to yourself, right? Like I said, there's not like a negativity with this reflection card. It is very much a liberating feeling, a very much a holding sacred of knowing who you are and holding that, and knowing like how special you are and revering that. That's really nice. There's a couple questions that I want to get into. Okay, so when it comes to this, let's ask about this first. I feel like I spent enough on that already. That's kind of clear. I want to know what this celebration is. What is this celebration for the collective, please? With the Three of Cups and this Hermit. What is this celebration, this activation? I've heard you activated the moment. So you must have met a checkpoint on your timeline. You're in your power, you're on your north node facing, right? So if you don't know what your north node is, check what your north node is. You might have a north node in Leo, you might have a north node that's an air sign or a sun sign, like a fire sign. What can you tell me about the activation and the Three of Cups, please? Using the Arch Nouveau Tarot, because it's gold. Oh, the gold! Isn't Dubai like the city of sultans or something like that? Sultans of Swing, Dire Straits. Such a good song. Eight of Cups. Activation, Three of Cups. Okay. Yeah, this to me is you're walking on your path. You're walking your purpose. You've walked away from things like material things that you know don't matter. You might have walked away from family, friends, things that no longer serve you, things that you may have had, but you find are empty. You find they don't fulfill you in the ways that they may have in the past. And so you're heading towards this celebration. This gives very much like maiden golden light energy. So maybe instead of 8 cups, you're walking away from these 8 cups, but you're walking away, or you're walking towards 3 cups that are full of love, full of life, full of opportunity, full of, you know, yeah, just beauty and earthly goodness, you know, which life is supposed to be about. What can you tell me about these ascension symptoms? The 4 of Pentacles, this Hanged Man. What can you tell me about the ascension symptoms for the collective, please? This change that's going on within their body, within their mind, this expansion. The 7 of Swords wants to pop out. I feel like you're no longer allowing people to steal your energy. You're no longer allowing anybody to rob you of anything in any way. Because you're not in giving anymore. You're in receptive. Strength is coming out. Right. So whatever it is that you're feeling in your body, whatever challenges that you're going through, whatever odd feelings or echoes you're getting in any way, whether it could be physically, it could be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. There's strength in this. You're strengthening. God is strengthening you. Again with that tiger. Yeah, 6 of Wands. There's victory in what's going on. You've learned your lessons. You've upgraded. That's beautiful confirmation. I love that. What else do we have? I want a little bit more. What can you tell the collective about this flexibility, about the King of Swords and the King of Wands? Can you give me some more insight on that, please? What does the collective need to know about this King of Swords and the King of Wands? It's within themselves. Outside of themselves? What can you tell them, please? Yeah, celebrate your small wins. I hope that's what you're doing. With all this change and challenge going on. Being in this grateful energy, being in this goddess energy, this strength energy, this path and purpose energy. Okay. So that one fell away. So what do we have here? The 4 of Wands is coming out. That's very interesting. The 4 of Wands is a union card. Well, what's the one that fell on the floor? Temperance. Look at that. Beautiful golden energy. The 4 of Wands and Temperance with the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Huh. You know, I don't know. Okay. Some people might not like this, but I'm gonna say it because I heard it. It sounds a little bit corny and weird, but God is preparing you to be a wife. I don't know. Sounds funny, but it doesn't. You know what I mean? Depends on who's watching. God is preparing you to be a wife. Yeah, okay. I can see that. So yeah, there's an yeah, marriage is, you know, if you want a good marriage, if you want a marriage that has longevity, if you want a marriage that is kind and generous and respectful, and that stands the test of time, um, you have to learn how, like the bamboo, to be rooted, to bend, to not break, to be zen at the same time when it calls for it. Yeah, like a peace. Men want peace. Your husbands want peace. They want sanctuary. The feminine softness, but the feminine strength also. The temperance between emotions, the temperance between your desire, your shadow. And the same thing goes for your partner, right? Because marriage is hard, apparently. Well, not apparently, but we all know marriage is hard. But like, I think it's the first 2 years that are the worst, right? Where challenges come up, changes come up. There's a lot, not just with living with someone, but managing everything and blending everything and integrating everything with that person, their life, your life, all of it. And then what you want for the future, to hold that vision. People get married and they have visions and they want to accomplish something, and then 15 years later that stuff doesn't happen, and it's like, well, what happened to those promises you made? What happened to the things that we were supposed to do? I was thinking about that the other day, and I'm wondering how many marriages out there where, you know, people promised each other things and then it never happened. They just get stuck in their routine, in the matrix, in the 3D, and they get pulled apart, right? The 6 of coins is on the bottom of the deck. There's a generosity that is coming to you because you are in this golden energy, but there's also a balance where you can give as well, but you are not solely being the giver, which is what empaths and sensitives are usually doing. You're learning how to balance this. You are also contemplating and working where your future is going. I feel like you're daydreaming a lot about the stuff that you want to accomplish, about where your life is going, about what you want in a partner. And if you already know that and you already have your person, then what the two of you are going to accomplish together. Hierophant also. The structure of your life, the structure of who you are, the structure between the union that is obviously coming, because you are in this golden energy, you are in this receptive energy, you are in your goddess era, and so therefore you will attract some sort of king. And the 2 of Cups is also. So marriage and union is inevitable. It's inevitable. It's coming. It's happening. Whether you like it or not. No. Anyways, this is your reading. If you liked it or you resonated with it, give it a thumbs up, please. It really helps out the channel. And I hope that whatever challenges and changes you're going through, that it goes rather smoothly. And the universe sees all the hard work you're doing, and God is blessing you. The universe is blessing you. And go forth, people, and with open hearts and open hands. Share, subscribe, join the garden where we play and we cultivate and we heal and we plant the seeds of our dreams for the life that we want, the way that we want it. And until next time, lovelies. Peace. Have a great day. God bless.